All right, greetings. Hi, we are rolling. Hello, hello, hello. This is Tarot Lumination, and that's you, dear Sagittarius. Sun, moon, and rising. You know the routine. Watch all three if they're different, especially if you have different sun, moon, and rising. This is your general, like broad spectrum spiritual report for October 18th. I'm sorry we missed everything for September. It's been under a lot of pressure here. Okay. Just was not able to deliver. So cards are well shuffled in advance, okay? And we're going to go to the last second so that you're a witness. And we're going to use this journey of the heart spread on the understanding that everything is fluid and in motion, day by day, minute by minute, heartbeat by heartbeat, okay? It's an ever-evolving thing, and we are making decisions, sometimes at the speed of light. Okay, before we do that, let me just do the routine here with the astro doodles. This is a very brief, simplified astro doodle for October, okay, 2018. I'll just show you the full thing here, and then we can come into a tighter appraisal for you, Sagittarius. The big news for this month primarily is a massive stellium in and out through the Scorpio sign over here. So that's going to be, it's going to be involving Venus and Mercury and Jupiter. It's going to mean going very, very deep, psychologically, emotionally, in terms of that part of your life. So for you, Sagittarius, for example, it would look, sorry, this is a bit strange, I know, but it would be happening over here. If we put you, Sagittarius, on the horizon here, this would be happening in your 12th house. House of mystery, house of spirit, house of universal love, a house of the endings of all endings, incarceration, a house of self-undoing, self-sabotage, and how we end up victimizing ourselves and victimizing each other. But that's what happens when you take love to the extremes, okay? When it's, operating at such frequencies, when it goes wrong, it can go really badly wrong. So we have to understand what's going on there in your 12th house. So it might be hard for you to handle this, Sagittarius. Very hard to put language to it or feelings to it. I want to give you some dates. These are generic dates for the whole month, okay, for everybody. Just very simple stuff. October the 1st, Pluto goes direct in Capricorn, okay? It's kind of an epic event on the global scale, but you might not notice anything personally. October 6th, we have Venus that goes retrograde in Scorpio. Pay attention to that because that's part of the stellium, Scorpio stellium. October the 8th, we have the new moon in Libra, okay? Fresh starts, new beginnings in that part of your life. Okay, so for you, Sagittarius, that's going to be over there in your 11th house of community, friendships, hopes, dreams, wishes, and so on. Okay, over here, this is when things kind of get intense. Around October 10th and 12th, the Scorpio stellium really kicks in, okay? On and on now to the 24th, we have the full moon. That's a Scorpio sun with the Taurus moon. So that's going to really intensify things in the stellium. Next, October 26th, the Scorpio stellium amplifies even further. So please make a note of these dates. The Leo North Node is still under a lot of pressure, just so that you know. And that's the same for everybody. Lastly, hold on, I just want to do this all while we're doing it. We'll get to the cards in a second. Okay, please, if you're interested in Tarot Lumination membership, click the buttons and links below. Have a look around for the Patreon place. If you're interested in a personal reading, same thing. Look for the clicks and information. If you're interested in the First Friday's healing events, these are private events, Tarot Lumination live on camera. Follow the links below and on the side. If you're interested in all the Tarot Lumination goodies, check it out. Check the links. Books, check it out. Check the links. The satin beautiful silk scarf, check it out. Check the links. All right, here we go. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Let's get into it. Please, dear Sagittarius, while you're watching this, I would invite you to invite your own invisible friends to join you in this. It like amplifies your ability to absorb and understand what happens in a reading, and it puts you on the same kind of frequencies that are going on here behind the scenes at Tarot Lumination. Okay, it's just to do with comfort and getting everybody on the same page. All right. So excuse me, I don't do I don't do flyers and jumpers. I was just going to say that. Give me a moment here. So we're not going to do any jumpers, flyers, oracles, or reversals. We're going to keep it as simple as possible, short and sweet, and get to the point, tell the story, and go for it from there. Okay, so here we go. Cards are well shuffled. They were already pre-shuffled before we even started rolling, but I like to go to the last second. Bless this deck, bless this reading, bless you, Sagittarius, bless Tarot Lumination, bless YouTube and all the technology and wires and microphones and everything like that. Over here, this is the very heart, soul energy of you speaking up. The heart needs what it needs, wants what it wants, and it's praying, hoping that you, Sagittarius, are listening. The closer you are in alignment with heart energy, the better your life is for everything and everyone, especially you, which is what's best for everyone anyway. Sometimes we can be very far out of alignment when we're living automatically or reactively or through our limbic systems. So let's have a look. What are you bringing in with you? Okay, this could be legacy from the eclipses. Maybe you're confused about something. Maybe the Pisces Virgo axis in September was really, really rattling you because that would have been hard squares on you. Okay, over here in the ever-present now. This is where we own our power, okay, Sagittarius? We know you like to be out front, out there, living life to the full, being that joyous, spontaneous person that lights up everybody else's life. But sometimes you need attention and love and healing too. So just like everyone else, we can be swayed by all our baggage of the past, and we can project onto the future based on the past. And all we're doing is abdicating our power. It's such a waste. This is where we own our power right here and now, as though nothing else exists but the now. And it is in the now where we can activate our evolution through the healing power of our decisions over here. Okay, so we need to understand what is like the bedrock energy here that's affecting your decisions. And once you know that this is a process, that your best job in life is to love thyself, how do you do that effectively given like the energy field that's happening here? And in so doing, we generate consequences over here. Instead of fate, this would be consequences. If you're living on autopilot, just being cool and doing what you do automatically without ever wondered like, why am I living this way? Then this would feel more like fate, as though you're just being pushed around by life and people and circumstance. Now, what happens, because when we're facing the great unknown in our state of power, even with the full understanding of this, we can still be quaking in fear because of the great unknown. What does that look like when we're screwing up and messing up in our decisions? What does it look like when we are in the zone and we're courageously making decisions anyway? Okay, over here, prospects and momentum to get us into the next beat of the heart. I'm hoping you can see this is a heart shape, and your heart at the very core, pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. The heart does everything for you. It's hoping that you nurture the heart, okay? This creates an auric energy through you and your body and then out to the world around you, which is the best for you. So the whole idea with this reading is to optimize your energy, your spirit. Okay, let's have a look. Circumstantial energy that is around you. We have the Four of Swords. So this is an indication. My feeling is that maybe it's time to chill. Okay, Sagittarius, take a break, deliberately withdraw from the mental shenanigans and activities of day-to-day life. It's a chance to step back. You've just, I don't want to dictate or say what happened to you, but there's a very high possibility that you've been under a lot of pressure during the Virgo season because of that roughly 4-week transit as the sun moves through Virgo, almost opposed the whole way by Neptune in Pisces. So that's like weeks of continuous pressure on you, okay? And maybe you're just wiped out. It's okay to be wiped out. Even heroes, even superheroes get wiped out and need to reprogram and chill and chillax. Get a spa, go to a spa, get a healing, and get in touch that understand you can't, like, it's very hard to get back into the full loving energy unless you are already healing yourself. You've got to reveal it to heal it, okay? That's what's going on here. Let's have a look. So what are you radiating at the core? Heart, okay. Six of Coins. So this is like evidence, physical evidence of the exchange of goodness, the exchange of values. And I think this is very much to do, excuse me, I'm going to have to reach out for my little astro doodle. I think this is very much to do with this big stellium Scorpio over here, where there's a lot of evaluation going on. What are you giving? What is your heart giving out to the world? And what are you receiving in return? Is there equilibrium? Is there balance? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you being nurtured by others in ways that you deserve? Are you nurturing others in a way that's appropriate? Is there some kind of karmic balance here? Okay, it's very, very important. Also with the Libra new moon, this could be experienced in the context of relationships. Okay, so you're deep, deep down in your heart, there might be this like very solemn energy of evaluation going on, where your heart really wants you to know very, very clearly and understand, and from there make decisions like, okay, dear Sagittarius, owner of my heart, what are we going to do about any imbalances over here in the giving and the receiving? Okay, the laws of fair exchange, for example. Over here, legacy energy, what are you bringing in with you? Okay, pretend you're like in a personal meeting with Tarot Illumination, and we just sit down and you kind of go, hey, yeah, I'm a Sagittarian. Like, what's going on, man? I'm just like stressed, or I'm having a good time, but there's been a lot of stresses lately, man. So if you're coming in with the Emperor energy here, to me it feels like putting on a really, really brave face in very challenging conditions, but it's almost to the point of extreme where it's almost like Carolina Nation is looking at you and saying, you know what, Sagittarius, you don't have to be like this all the time. If you're trying to look like a superhero and be super brave and bold and courageous, forget the gender. Just to at least make it look to yourself in the mirror and others to the world that you're doing a fantastic job of being you in Sagittarius and loving yourself and being loved by others. To me, this looks like an over-the-top expression of bravado and uh, like you know what that expression, like fake it till you make it type of courage. In other words, you know you're stressed and you know that you need uh, healing, and you know that you need to evaluate and disengage from the battle, but you're terrified of looking weak or like a loser or unemployed superhero um, in the meeting. And so there's a bit of ego here and dignity and, let's say, vanity going on here, which, it's not serving you, Sagittarius. It's great to be in your power, but if you're getting to the point of we're expressing so much power to the point where you feel you have to be a dictator or a despot, that's not good. You're not helping anybody. What about the ever-present now? Okay, with the Six of Swords, there's more and more indication here that it really, really is time for you to seek peace. Seek peace, move on, but it has to be a deliberate choice. There's an indication here that it's just like, it's almost like, I know, TL, I know I need a break. I know I need to step back. I know I don't have to be a superhero 24/7, but I've set expectations to myself. People expect that from me. I expect that from myself. And you're telling me, like, hey, check into rehab, man. You might have overdone it. You might have been self-medicating or overdoing it just to maintain your superhero aura. It's not necessary. And then you kind of go to yourself, yeah, you're right. I do need to move on. I do need to leave a lot of, let's say, conflicted energies, situations, relationships, dynamics, life events behind, and deliberately go into like superhero, um, let's say, repairs and maintenance department. All right. So long as you don't take that offensively, Sagittarius, let's keep going, because let's just say, okay, let's admit it, that you do need peace. You do need to escape from the trauma. We got to figure out what's going on inside of you relative to your decisions, because it is in the power of now, in the moment of now, where we make our decisions to love ourselves or not. So it's very important to understand what is this current, this undercurrent that's affecting and your decision-making capacities. Okay, you have the Two of Cups here. So it's strange. It feels to me like it's like, like deep down what really, really counts is the love. Okay? And maybe you're sensing that there's a deep imbalance here, some way, somehow, and it needs to be reevaluated. What does love really, really mean for you, Sagittarius? Is it chocolates and champagne? Is it passionate, romantic, you know, interludes? Is it platonic? Is it like the energy of loving a pet or loving a child or being a parent or loving nature and loving beauty and setting the ego aside? What kind of love is it? And especially in the context of love others, because with the Two of Cups here, my feeling that this is a very, very strong message for you, Sagittarius, when you are evaluating what the heck am I supposed to be doing now, going forward through October, about all this like recalibrating and going through repairs and maintenance, it's very important, like making decisions. What is the most loving thing for you? Like look in the mirror. I am loving, I am loved. Oh, I just saw myself saying that to myself. Oh, that's cool. Is that true? Is that real? Yes. Be loving, be loved. Be loving, be loved. Hey, that's what Tarot Illumination says all the time. Yeah, because it's a very, very fundamental like uh, protocol in life to be loving and be loved. And once you make that a priority, let's say you do your evaluations, you do all these, deep diving here in spirit, and you realize, oh my gosh, that is what it's all about. How did I screw up? How did I mess that? What should I be doing now? What does this actually mean for me and others? Because a lot of times you don't know what that means or how that works unless it's in the context of a deeply loving relationship with someone else, or a situation where you can actually like practice being loving and being loved. So how do you do that effectively? This is not a love and relationship reading, by the way. Okay, it's just broad spectrum heart energy. Okay, the Empress. Okay, to me it looks kind of maxed out here, like at extreme levels. My feeling is that with the Taurus Scorpio axis that's going to be activated towards the end of the month, we're taking the energy of polarity, male, female, man, woman, relationship with relationship, partner with partner, out to the max, as expressed through the Taurus Scorpio axis, which again is going to amplify the pressure on here. So again, I'm saying my feeling is that, okay, Tarot Illumination, how do I do this? You do this by like recognizing your own awesomeness, okay? But you don't have to wallow in that or say, wow, Ams. It's just, okay, I've got that. I am amazing. I know that. I am a superhero typically most of the time. But the reality is I need serious upgrades. I need to pull myself into the repair and maintenance department and upgrade from there. And in so doing, it's like you have to, let's say, take stock of your own beauty, your own gorgeousness, and how does that appear to others? How do you appear to others? Like power and beauty, they're very, 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 very compelling energies. Power and beauty are often thought of as almost the same energy. So over here with the Empress, how do you learn more and more about being loving and being loved? My feeling is that it's almost like celebrate your own awesomeness, but not in an egoic way or a defensive way or trying to or in a comparative way, or to have to prove your own awesomeness to others, but to own it from the inside yourself. Like it doesn't even matter if anybody sees you or notices you in your own gorgeousness. You just have to trust that and know that anyway. And then once you own that from the inside out, then you're in a much stronger position to be loving and be loved and understood and get the reciprocal energy from the others in your world. And in so doing, we generate consequences, okay? The Knave of Cups. So you come to a realization as you think of this as sort of like almost like a party trick or a formula. It's just like, wow, TL, that's weird perspective, but I see what you mean. Then you get to a point where you realize your own innocence. It's like, well, how come nobody ever told me this stuff before? Why am I have to figure it out now? Like at this chapter in my life, I thought I thought I knew all this stuff. I'm already spiritually advanced, and now I'm realizing, oh my gosh, it's in some ways it's so simple, but it's so easy. Especially if we are very active in the world, expressing our energy, doing like heroic stuff, and like believing that, um, believing our light, believing our energy already. Like, for example, let's say you're a really advanced yoga healer or remote healer, or you're already really good at who you are and what you do. And then you're realizing, oh my God, there's whole new levels and I had no idea. Then you can realize your innocence and like forgive yourself and say, well, okay, I'm evolving like all the rest of you guys. I just didn't know. And it's okay to go forward from there. So what happens in your innocence about how love actually works, if you get scared and you start to retreat back to your, let's say, uh, creating this massive egoic type of radiant aura, as opposed to like the pure aura here, where it doesn't even matter about your ego. It's just about the beauty of you, okay? To the point where you almost don't exist. Like if you can imagine all this as like a sparkly aura, and there's you at the core, which we often like to believe, just imagine it is so sparkly and beautiful that all you can see is the love and the beauty of the aura. And you don't even know that there's a Sagittarius inside there at this heart level, but that's you, okay? That would be like an ideal state to get to. Idealism over here, 12th house, okay? But this is a tough thing to do. So what happens when we mess up? Okay? Okay, my feeling is that we lose the chance to get the reality check of what's actually going on here. It's like the whole thing, this whole reading becomes irrelevant. It's just like what a waste. Okay? Because like the time is now. It is time to love and be loved. It is time to heal. It is time to reveal it, to heal it. With all that energy over there in your 12th house, it's very, very much about you've got to reveal it to heal it. And some of the things that need revealing for evaluation and healing are probably buried very, very deep. So the Scorpio energy is going to go very, very deep. Now, the only way a lot of times certain healings can occur is in the context of a deeply loving, intimate relationship. Okay? Again, this is not a love and relationship reading, but there is a hint of love and relationship here in terms of how do you actually live through this? Because we don't live on islands. We're all connected to each other. 12th house energy again, universal love. So what happens when you are in the zone and you see this as kind of like a program, like an app, like, oh, I can do this, then you realize that you become part of the team. And you don't have to be a superhero. You can just be one of us. We are constantly evaluating and learning, growing ourselves. And we're not going to knock you down just because you're a superhero and you have to go in for repairs and maintenance, because we all know that at some point we're going to have to go through that thing ourselves. So we don't care. With the 3 of coins here, we value you as you are already in your own awesomeness. And you don't have to go anything more than that. Just be loving and be loved. Okay? Prospects. Okay, and lovers. Oh my gosh, there's a strong emphasis on love and relationship here. But let's go to the broad spectrum view about the decisions. So let's just say a lot of what's going to happen here is in the context of yourself and significant others in ways that we talked about earlier. You know, the new moon in Libra, and then the full moon opposition Taurus Scorpio thing, and all the intense stuff in the Scorpio 12th house. It's going to really, really put you on the spot to make decisions, to make this decision to be loving and be loved. And that becomes more important than being you. Okay, I'm not trying to diss you or anything, but what we're talking about here is more important than the ego itself. It's about just the beauty. Imagine creating an aura around yourself that is so gorgeous that people are like, wow, what is that? Who is that? And then later on, they realize it's you. You don't have to tell them it's all you. And then the aura is stuttering, trying to be that gorgeous. You actually make the decision to do it. Love thyself, okay? Imagine this is you making the decision to love thyself to the max, okay? Very, very hard to do. It's one of the toughest things in our lives. Love thyself, okay? Thank you. I hope I didn't go too long. Thank you, Sagittarius. All the best. Thank you for choosing Tarot Illumination. There's thousands of channels out there, I know. So I'm really grateful that you are here. Bye-bye.